Good afternoon and welcome to ALIA Information Online In-Depth Digital Transformation. My name is Kate Davis and I'm a member of the Program Committee for Information Online and the Director of Strategy and Analytics for the Council of Australian University Librarians. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia, including the traditional owners of the unceded lands on which I live and work and where I grew up here in southeast Queensland, the Yugambeh people. I pay my respect to elders past, present and emerging for all First Nations peoples wherever they are located. I'd also like to acknowledge our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander colleagues who are joining us today from around Australia. I'd like you to also to invite you to acknowledge the traditional owners on the lands on which you live and work in the chat. And I see that some have already done that. So welcome everyone to the fourth and final ALIA Information Online In-Depth event for 2021. COVID has accelerated digital transformation across many industries. A survey undertaken by the consulting firm McKinsey in July 2020 found that digitisation of operations had accelerated by 3 to 4 years within the first 6 months or so of the pandemic. Earlier in the pandemic, a blog post from McKinsey called for businesses to go beyond applying what they called digital lipstick and to move towards innovating entirely new digital offerings, highlighting the importance of bold, tightly integrated digital strategies. Today, we're bringing together innovators from across the galleries, libraries, archives and museums sector in Australia and beyond to explore the concept of strategic digital transformation. You'll hear from thought leaders in digital strategy who'll provide insight into what it means to be strategic about transformation. You'll be inspired by case studies of innovative digital initiatives from institutions large and small, with speakers who will explore how these initiatives contribute to a digital transformation agenda for the institution more broadly. And our speakers will draw out key learnings from their experiences that you can take away from that. We're excited to have a diverse program of speakers from within and beyond the GLAM space in Australia and internationally. And I'd like to thank the speakers for their contribution to what I'm sure is going to be an engaging afternoon. Our program today is a little bit different from the other events in this series. We will be breaking out into 2 concurrent sessions for part of the event. So you'll be able to choose which session you attend live. And because everything is being recorded, you'll be able to watch the other session back at a later date. As we move through the event this afternoon, please feel free to use the chat as a back channel for conversation and to share links and information. If you're tweeting today, please use the hashtag #IOIndepth. I'd also like to encourage you to ask questions using the submit a question button, and you may need to scroll down to see that on your screen. Your questions will appear in a queue for the session chairs to pose to the speakers. We'd ask you to post your questions as you think of them during the session. We should have plenty of time for questions across the afternoon, so please keep those questions coming in. If you have any technical issues at all as we proceed this afternoon, there's a chat button in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen that will connect you to the technical team who'll be able to help you with any issues that you might have.